What's up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing, man? Check it out without a doubt, baby. Hey, I gotta fix the drone. Look at the daggone it. The drone leg is broke, y'all. Can y'all see that? It's broke. So I gotta fix it. And I'm gonna put some glue on it. I glued it. I fixed it once and it was working. Then I took it apart to try to put some glue on it, thinking I'm gonna fix it better. Then now the thing broke, so I gotta put more glue on it. Anyway, check this out, man. Uncle Mike is back from the Philippines, and I'm over here showing some stuff. I ain't showing that. This me walking all through the airport, needing a shave, looking like an old man, looking on vacation, baby. I'm on vacation, 30-day vacation. I did 3 of them, man. So that's me in the Philippines. We rode on a jeepney or whatever they call it. I always wanted to do that too, because I see them all over the Philippines, man. And I mean, it's just like you just jump on the back of a bus and pay a couple of pesos and everything. So most of the time I was riding in the in a they call them tricycles. This is a tricycle. Big brother, well, I'm older than him, so he's not big brother. It's one more brother that drive a tricycle, man. And I'm just over there having fun. That's me when I used to work out a little bit and stuff. But check this out, man. I want y'all to hear this, man. This is my the song that's on my album, and I actually made a little Filipino video with the song that's on my album. Let me see if this thing will get big. Check this out, y'all. Check this out.
That's my cousin. I said, you got change? She said, yeah, you gotta wait, cousin.
You gotta wait, cousin. Hey. Uncle Mike, Philippine style.
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell. Tunnels under his house and he can't make bail. Neighbors scared stiff, won't retrieve they ball. If it bounce over Diddy gate, they don't call. Ain't no doorbell ringing, ain't no fence climbing. They say the devil dance quiet when the stars are lining. Talk in the street about basements with screams, where the silence too loud and the truth still bleed. Lawyer walks off, said the case too thick. Even his mama on IV drip sick, trying to detox demon while praying on lies. But you can't cleanse blood when it drips from the sky.
Lawyers will argue today that Sean Combs deserves some special treatment. They're hoping to get him out from behind bars as quickly as possible. This morning, the case against Sean Combs returns to court following the split verdict.
I can't believe I saw the twins in the pews, eyes wide shut, trying to dodge daddy's snooze. Courtroom silence when they walking slow. I felt the shame hit the floor like a soul on a go. They say he comfy now. Sheets folded neat. Other inmates doing favors just to eat. He's still moving like a mobile with a plan. But God don't blink. The karma hits like a fan. Cases dropping daily. Names ain't redacted. One brave soul said, nah, I ain't asking. I'm not anonymous. I'm proud with the pen. Said you're gonna remember this truth again and again.
We are just getting started. We're going to win, and we're not going to stop until he walks out of prison, a free man to his family. The defense argues there are exceptional circumstances.
I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe Diddy was found not guilty, but the vibe in the room still felt filthy. Face to face, I ain't flinch or shake. I told him what you did to that girl was a damn disgrace. I can't believe.
I got a new girlfriend, y'all. I got a new girlfriend right here. This one go home. Go home.
That's my fiance. Go home. She cussing me out. That's her mom, y'all. That's my mother-in-law at the end right there, man. Just want y'all to know that. Yeah, she loved me to death. She loved me to death. She said, whew, I'm tired, y'all. How I get that tired?
I got a new girlfriend, y'all. I got a new girlfriend right here.
She cool. She is laid back, man. Fiance cool. She got on all white. She trying to show off, y'all. Anyway, hey, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Should we? Hey, going in. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one right here, man. Diddy breaks down as Trump orders court to give him life sentence. Oh my God. I think the title is wrong, man, but I'm still looking for, I just came back in the country, so I'm looking for more Diddy stuff, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. I can't believe. Let's check it out, man.
His prison sentence is now slipping away after President Trump announced that he's not going to pardon Diddy for his crimes.
Man, I'm telling y'all, man, I don't know where y'all getting this stuff from. There was never ever gonna be a pardon. Not from president, not from one of our presidents. Pardon him for what? Why? Why should he get a pardon? Why? Can you tell me why? And social media, some people wanted more views and clicks, y'all. And somebody ran with that story, and then somebody else picked it up with views and clicks. Uncle Mike been saying from day one, what? How can the president of the United States, there's a world out there, hello, other than the internet, there's a world out here. Oh my God, man, the president was never even thinking about, and he playing into this social media bull. Man, come on, man. There was never ever gonna be a daggone, hey, let's go, let's rock.
Not only that, but Diddy's offer to be let out on bail for $50 million has also been denied. This is the end for Diddy, and with sentencing now just a month away, it looks like Diddy is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars. What did Diddy say to Trump that made him deny him a pardon, and is there any other way for Diddy to get out?
Trump now clarifies his comments during an interview with Newsmax on August 1st.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
And it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs,
I would
sounds
say
like.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
CNN confirmed a few weeks ago that Diddy's lawyers had been in talks with the Trump administration over a potential presidential pardon. Diddy's lawyers had been denying this since day one. But after the White House staff confirmed that talks were happening with Trump, Diddy's lawyer had to agree. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said that Diddy told him to talk to Trump and tell him, "I need a pardon."
Senior White House official declined to comment on, quote, speculation and told us any decision on pardons would come from the president himself. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said he has not talked to the Trump administration about it. You mean to tell me that you really have nothing to do with a possible pardon right now?
Nothing. I have nothing to do with a possible pardon.
What is Sean Combs saying about the possibility of the pardon?
I think he knows I'm not political. We've never discussed it other than I tell him what's in the news about it. But
And what's his reaction? Does he laugh? Does he say, let's look into it? What does he say?
Go tell him that I need a pardon. Go tell him I deserve a pardon. That's what he said.
Why are you preparing him?
So I tell him what the guidelines are, and
Why? But go tell, I deserve a pardon, and I ain't even in jail. I ain't done nothing wrong, and I deserve a pardon. Well, why? Because my heart is beating. What? Come on, y'all. Why should he get a pardon? Because y'all was friends? That's the worst reason why you should pardon somebody, because that's your boy. Yeah, that's your boy. He can cut up and do negative things and be found guilty because the president gonna let me off anyway. Come on, y'all. There's a world out here we live in.
Does he say, let's look into it? What does he say?
Go tell him that I need a pardon. Go tell him I deserve a pardon. That's what he said.
Why are you preparing him?
So, I tell him what the guidelines are, and the guidelines are about 2 or 3 years. And I tell him, the judge could go above the guidelines.
Do you have any regrets in how you tried this case?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said it out of his mouth, man. And the judge, man, they know that judge gonna stick it to him, man. I swear to God. Please trust me. I swear to God, that judge gonna stick it to his tail. Woo! The judge said to him, y'all, there are two things that this judge did that I can't get past. One, he said over the weekend, I'll make my decision over the weekend to get back to you. He gave him hope, false hope over the whole 3-day weekend. He didn't come back Monday. They came back Tuesday. Let the brother sweat, thinking he gonna go home, and then the answer was no. No pardon. What? God dang. A whole weekend of hope, man. He didn't say no this time, so he might let me go home. Oh my God, that was ugly. You should have just said no from the jump, man. Spare the guy a little bit. Then after the verdict, this part 2. After the verdict, the judge asked him, Puffy, you ready to go home? You want to go home or something like that? He asked him this, y'all. You want to go home? What you think a person's supposed to say? Oh, nah, Your Honor, I like this. I'm going to miss my cage. Of course I want to go home. You don't have to ask a person that stupid question. The judge asked him that. After the verdict was read and everything, y'all, and look what happened. No, stay in jail. How can you do that to a person? That's wrong. That's like putting salt on the daggone wound. That's what he did. And now he talking about something.
And I tell him, the judge could go above the guidelines.
The judge could go above the guidelines. Do y'all know that this judge is working for whoever put him in jail, these liquor companies and all this stuff? This boy is like, cuz, I don't care what you do, Diddy. We gonna, Y'all don't see that. All the other stuff is smoke and mirrors. Diddy, free Diddy t-shirts and all that stuff is smoke and mirrors, man. All that stuff is smoke and mirrors. Well, he should get less of a sentence. Bullshit, man, that is, oh my God. That is, oh my God.
A bullshit?
Oh my God.
A bullshit?
Oh my God.
A bullshit.
All right. Okay, Diddy, I think a judge is going to show he's being lenient. He could give you 10 years for both counts and then run them together so you can be sentenced for 10 years. He could run them on top of each other. That's 20 years. Ain't nobody going to do that. That's just proving that I don't like you. He ain't going to do that. He going to give him about around 6 years, ladies and gentlemen. I swear, around 6 years. That's what's going to happen.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
Let's go, man.
Do you have any regrets in how you tried this case?
It's a good question. Not really. Not really.
You called the relationship between Combs and Ventura a great modern love story. Ventura said she was raped, physically abused, and became addicted to drugs because of Combs.
I think that's what makes it. We vehemently deny. And I know I respect that she said that. I don't think the jury concluded that happened. In terms of the drugs and the other stuff, I think that's what makes it a modern love story. I think she very much loved him, and I know he very much loved her.
Cassie Ventura's attorney told us that Agnifalo's description of the relationship is a, quote, complete disgrace and affront to survivors of domestic violence.
During a press interview, Trump even agreed that he and Diddy used to be friends, and he was going to look into a pardon. In a recent press interview, Trump said he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent. He was celebrating a victory, but I guess it wasn't as good of a victory.
Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't.
Man, answer the question. You ain't even answer the question. You over here dancing for politics, entertainment. Answer the goddamn question.
It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Now, the final thing I want to
He said he would look into it. He said I would have to look into the facts. This is why everybody think that Trump was going to give him a pardon, because of the way he answered the question. Should we go back over it? Let's go back over it real quick. When he first started, this is the question. Watch this.
He was celebrating a victory, but I guess it wasn't as good of a victory.
Ridiculous. Watch this.
Diddy was a good friend of yours back then.
Good friend of yours.
He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Question.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Would you ever consider pardoning him? And the answer is, well, I haven't been following the case. I got to look into the case. Let me at least look into the case and see. I think that anybody who's been treated unfairly, he never answered the question. Look how long it took him to answer the question. So it can be social media and your name. Come on, man. This is like marketing promotion 101. Good press, bad press is all press. That's what this is. I should fast forward his crazy answer.
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely.
First of all, I'll look at
getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest.
Our country doing well.
I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Now, the final thing I want to say is this. I asked Joe Tacopina, what about Trump's comment? What does it do to the jury? And he thought it was a nightmare for Diddy that Donald Trump said this. And the reason he thinks that is when the jury goes into deliberations, they could end up saying, look, I mean, even if we convict him, because we kind of think he's guilty, we're not sure he's guilty, but if we find him guilty, he's probably going to get pardoned because Trump kind of sent that message.
The people around Diddy have been talking about the possibility of a presidential pardon for years. Suge Knight said that Diddy has been an informant for the feds, and they're going to help him escape a sentence one way or the other. Diddy was feeding information to the feds. The cops knew exactly what Puffy was involved, but Puffy never got indicted. This was why Diddy was so open about his crimes. He knew nothing was going to happen.
Suge, do you think he's going to be all right because someone's going to tamper with the jury? Is that what you're trying to say?
He got enough influence, and I'm quite sure, don't seem like the prosecution is that bad against him. Don't seem like I think he got some favors with the government. I think they're going to show him a little leeway. It might not seem like it when it's all said and done, but I don't think he has nothing to worry about. I don't think he's...
And they already did. They showed him as much leniency that they can. Yeah, but it's somebody else pulling a bigger string upstairs.
He's worried because he's going to be federal. And if he get convicted, Trump's going to pardon him. So... what's the worry?
You think the President of the United States would pardon Sean Combs for trap?
Shit, he pardoned Michael Harris, who allegedly killed a Jewish teenager, or had him killed. So they don't care about that. It's all about, what's in it for the long run and what the bucks say and what the power of the people want.
How does it go on for so long? When we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, you're going to run, oh, he's not. It's the reason why these type of people get caught up. They always been telling they're bigger than the law because they part of the law. And as you know, all these people get tired of their rats sooner or later.
Things haven't been going Diddy's way, however. Trump has proven that he might forgive, but he doesn't forget. Back when Trump ran for office, Diddy launched a hate campaign against him and even launched his own political party. Trump has said in a recent interview that the things Diddy said against him are going to make it very hard to approve a pardon.
Things have got too serious of a point. Seeing what's going on, white men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking, it's real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war.
Probably the biggest reason that Trump changed his stance on Diddy is 50 Cent. Ever since news first came out that a presidential pardon might be happening, 50 Cent has been tweeting videos of Diddy's hate campaign against Trump to remind Trump that he can't forgive Diddy. 50 even tweeted, "See, Trump don't like ST like this, buddy. You run your mouth too much."
White men like Trump need to be banished. Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. This man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up.
President Trump even called him a good friend on a 2012 episode of his TV show, The Apprentice.
Man, I got about 10 or 15 of my friends on Facebook saying, man, you better watch out. Diddy gonna come after you. Dude, trust me, this little channel I'm running and this little bit of pull I might have don't have nothing to do with a 50 Cent tweet and stuff like that. Let it be known, 50 Cent got millions of people following him on Twitter. I think Puffy better go after him before he mess with me. I'm just a little man. This is really crazy. Trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up.
President Trump even called him a good friend on a 2012 episode of his TV show, The Apprentice. Problem is, some comments Diddy made about Trump in recent years as Diddy really entered the political realm. There's a video where he's speaking to radio host Charlemagne saying, if Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. In another video on Revolt, he says white men like Trump need to be banished. And by the way, you know who's not letting anyone forget this? Combs' rival 50 Cent. took to social media recently, wrote, "See, Trump don't like S like this, buddy. You run your mouth too much. And Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who chooses to go against him. While working tirelessly to make America great again, there is no room for distraction. He would consider pardoning anyone who is being mistreated, not Puff Daddy." And let me tell you, the idea of Trump pardoning Diddy is not getting a ton of love out there.
Gene Deal predicted all of this a year ago. He said that Trump was never going to pardon Diddy. They aren't friends like that anymore. And Trump doesn't want the kind of backlash that's going to come his way if he pardons a monster like Diddy. People close to the former president claim that Trump felt disrespected and decided he wasn't going to stick his neck out for someone who went out of his way to publicly humiliate him.
How do you feel about the people that feel like Trump, he might pardon Diddy?
First of all, he got to be charged and be in prison to be pardoned. You got to realize that the feds could take this case for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and Trump will be out of office. You don't know how long the feds is gonna go on with this. You understand what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You hear people talking crazy talk. Well, they ain't got nothing because, man, I've seen the dude set behind bars for 2 years before he had his trial with the feds.
Facts.
And by the time a pardon come in, another year would come by. So that's just a whole lot of propaganda. Puff wasn't even fucking with Trump like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
He was going against Donald Trump. Donald Trump is petty as 50 Cent. Do you understand that?
I guess
you see
they
how
don't.
Petty 50 is? Donald Trump is just as petty as 50, bro. And he gonna look at it and say, yo, why should I help this motherfucker when he talking shit about me? The Diddler.
What?
I seen them in a meeting together before. Al Sharpton, Wendy Williams, Puff Daddy, and Donald Trump at the Four Seasons Hotel downtown. And I'm sure he was telling them because all this shit is planned, bro. Yo, you know I'm gonna be president one day. I'm gonna need y'all support. But they flipped. You understand what I'm saying? They flipped. Because everybody was dealing with Donald Trump at one time. That was in the music record business and all that stuff like that. So my whole thing about it is, all that shit is propaganda, bullshit. It's just having somebody, they need something to talk about. Donald Trump probably wouldn't put on Puff if he was on fire.
Even if Trump pardons Diddy, he still has to spend at least a year or more behind bars. Keep in mind that Diddy hasn't even been sentenced yet, and a pardon can only happen once Diddy is inside the prison. The entire process can easily take more than a year. And
that's what kills me, man. Do y'all hear that? Oh my God, get this pardon stuff out of your mind. Hey, keep it there. Keep it there for a little while. It makes it more exciting. Make the news more exciting. Trump gonna pardon. Yeah, okay. This man ain't even been sentenced yet. 6 years. That's what I'm guessing on. 6 years, baby. I'm holding fast on the 6.
And who knows what might happen to Diddy during that time. Diddy knows that his reputation in the streets puts him in danger behind bars. A ton of people want to get revenge on Diddy, and prison is the best place to do that.
You heard how Trump, he spoke on giving Puffy a pardon? You heard what he said about it?
He still would have, if he pardoned Diddy, as far as I know, he would still have to go through the process. I don't think Trump is just going to send the marshals or the
to
Department
his
of
cell.
Justice, teach them over there to the fucking jail. Yo, get Diddy out. And when he had friends that went to jail, remember he had friends that went to jail who worked for him, who did some shit. What did he do? They went through the same process that every person go through in giving a pardon. And that might take a year, that may take 2 years. But he's gonna have to go through the process first, because I don't think Trump is gonna show him any special favors for him not going through the process. So if Trump said that he may pardon him, he might still have to do a year, 9 months, or even longer than that. And I don't believe he is. I think 50 gonna be right there in his ear. And I think 50 is closer than Trump than Diddy is.
To make matters even worse, prosecutors are now asking for an even longer prison sentence. It is expected that the judge will ignore federal guidelines and give Diddy a much longer sentence than what he was expecting. Federal guidelines don't limit the length of Diddy's sentence, and it depends on what the judge sees fit given the situation.
In early July, Combs was convicted on 2 prostitution-related charges, each carrying a maximum sentence of 10 years. He was found not guilty on the more serious racketeering charges.
Today's a great victory.
After the July verdict, prosecutors initially expected Combs would face a prison term of 4 to 5 years, according to CBS News. However,
today's a great victory. This dude right here, you should have known that he would have started like that. That's for the press and the public and all his fans. This is a victory. How can being in jail still to this day be considered a victory? That's what I want to know. See, I don't know. Maybe it is a victory. See, I'm allergic to jail. Any seconds I'm behind them bars is not a victory. No, bruh. This ain't no victory. I'm still here. Hello? I don't know, man. I just know I can't go. I can't go, man. No victory, cuz. No victory.
Today's a great victory.
No victory.
After the July verdict, prosecutors initially expected Combs would face a prison term of 4 to 5 years, according to CBS News. However, according to a written submission filed Thursday in a Manhattan federal court, as reported by the Associated Press, the expected sentence is now substantially higher. The submission also opposed Combs' request to be released on a $50 million bail ahead of his October 3rd sentencing.
That's why Uncle Mike keeps saying this same thing, man. Check this out. They saying that the judge can give him about 3 to 4 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that. But now, with all the stuff that he could add in and all the jury tampering, maybe using the phone, cell phones in court the wrong way. The guns with the serial numbers being cut off and all this other stuff that y'all done took out of the daggone files or yeah. He gonna take all that stuff in consideration and put some more years on this joint. And leaning 10 years for each one. Nobody gonna go for the max. So I'm gonna take at least 4 years off. You got 2 of them, sucker. Hey, sucker, you got 2 of them, so I'm going to give you 6 years. I'm holding fast on the 6. And can't nobody be mad at me for doing 6 years. FBI, y'all got 4 years to come up with some more stuff on this man. That's all fair.
The filing also says Combs must remain in custody until sentencing unless he can prove exceptional circumstances, and according to prosecutors, he cannot. This comes after a previous bail request for $1 million was also denied following the verdict. A federal judge ruled there was no evidence to suggest Combs doesn't pose a danger to others or the community. With these latest developments, Combs will remain in jail until his sentencing on October 3rd.
Diddy trial prosecutors put in an opposition to Diddy's bail request, and the prosecutors say they're actually looking for a more lengthy sentencing than what they originally thought. In this opposition, the prosecution is laying out the fact that the judge already denied Diddy's bail for being a violent person, and they hone in even more into Diddy's alleged violence against people. Prosecutors are saying that Diddy has actually been lying when he said that he didn't commit violence between his breakup with Cassie Ventura in 2018 up until 2024 with his incident with Jane. Let's go ahead and jump right into this motion. The government says despite the court's clear ruling that the defendant must be detained pending sentencing following his conviction on 2 felony counts, the defendant moves again for bail. The defendant's detention pending sentencing is mandatory. There is no exceptional circumstances justifying his release. Even if there were, the defendant cannot demonstrate by clear and convincing evidence that he is not a danger to the community. This court properly denied the defendant's request for bail on July 2nd of 2025, and the defendant has failed to present any reason for the court to reconsider its ruling. The court should deny the defendant's motion on this again on that basis alone, but then they get into listing more reasons. The defendant has failed to meet the strict standard for reconsideration. As an initial matter, the defendant's motion is untimely under Rule 49 because the motion was filed 27 days after the court's July 2nd, 2025 bail determination. The defendant fails to meet Rule 49, which is a 14-day deadline. Go on to say that Diddy has failed to show any exceptional reasons why he should be released on bail waiting sentencing.
Diddy's legal team just applied for bail for a 5th time and are now offering $50 million. In this bail request, Diddy's attorneys have offered a $50 million bond package, backed by his Miami mansion, passport surrender, restricted travel, no phone or internet access, and home detention under private security. Diddy is scared of what might happen behind bars, and he's going to run the second he gets bail.
Diddy's legal problem. So Diddy's legal team has just filed a motion for bail. They're offering $50 million. They're, basically arguing that it's unfair that he's behind bars, given the nature of his conviction. His attorneys are asking the judge to approve the $50 million bond package, and they want him to live on house arrest in his Miami mansion while he waits, for his convictions. Now, the judge, has ordered Diddy to remain in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center until October 3rd, when his sentencing is set. So, and remember, the judge also, cited during the case that Diddy's admitted violence towards his former lovers, including Cassie. He said, quote, "It's impossible for the defendant to show he possesses no danger to any person." So he said that. So that's the reason he felt that he needed to stay behind bars. So I'm wondering, you know what I mean, if this, if this will still apply.
To the Sean Diddy Combs case, we may learn this week if he will be released on bond while he awaits sentencing. His lawyers filed a request asking the judge to release Combs on $50 million bond. Combs was convicted earlier this month on charges of transportation to engage in prostitution, and he was acquitted of more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. The government is expected to respond by this Thursday. Combs' sentencing is scheduled for October.
Judge Arun has declared that Diddy is a flight risk, and given his history of violence, it's not reasonable to let him out on bail, no matter how much money he offers. Cassie's lawyer and her friend Deontay Nash have both submitted public pleas to the court asking them to deny Diddy's bail. It's clear that if Diddy gets out, he's going to come after the people who testified against him. Cassie is in danger if Diddy gets bail or a pardon.
Let's see what's going to happen with this Diddy trial. Federal prosecutors are now responding to Diddy trying to get out, right, while he's waiting to get sentenced. And so basically what prosecutors are saying is that they believe that his response, that his crimes reflect aggravating, not mitigating factors, and they want to justify his continued incarceration. Diddy had said that he's just a John. He's not the one that participated in having sex with these male escorts. He only watched. Right. And his ex-girlfriends are the ones that had sex. Well, they said that ignores the fact that he transported individuals for the purpose of prostitution on hundreds of occasions over the course of decades. And they also said he did ply Cassie and Jane Doe with drugs to make sure they would participate in marathon freak-off sessions while victimizing them through his violent outbursts. So they said he should not be released on a $50 million bond because he does pose a danger and he has a history of violent behavior.
Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail after the verdict in his trafficking case, and here's how he took the news. According to NBC News reporters in the courtroom, Combs appeared, quote, deflated as his hopes of going home were seemingly dashed as his lawyers attempted to convince Judge Aaron Subramanian to release their client ahead of his sentencing. In his ruling, Subramanian cited Combs' years-long pattern of violence as a reason for him to remain behind bars, adding that he continues to be a danger to others and unable to follow the law, arguing that Combs, who pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, by force, fraud, or coercion, as well as transportation to engage in prostitution, was acquitted on the three most serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering and only convicted of prostitution related offenses. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo insisted he should be released on appropriate conditions. As Agnifilo outlined, Combs would be willing to put up a $1 million cash bond co-signed by his mom Janice Combs, his sister Keisha Combs, and Sarah Chapman, the mother of Combs' eldest daughter Chance Combs, and have no access to his private plane, which is currently grounded in Maui. He also agreed to surrender his passport, undergo drug testing, and restrict travel to areas of New York, Florida, and California as necessary to attend court and meet with lawyers.
Interestingly, Diddy's lawyers are now trying a new tactic. They want the case to be thrown out altogether. They claim that since Diddy never participated in any of the freak-offs himself and only saw what was happening from the corner, he can't be convicted. Keep in mind that Diddy was the one arranging everything and directing the moves. If that doesn't make him guilty, I don't know what does.
Sure. So the Mann Act was passed in 1910, and it's changed a few times through the years. But really what it's geared at, what it's focused on, is prosecuting people who make money from the business of prostitution. And that's not the allegation against Mr. Combs. The allegation of Mr. Combs, what the jury found, essentially was that he was a user of services provided by workers, essentially a John, for lack of a better word. And the Mann Act just historically hasn't been applied to Johns. It's a financial statute. It's really been applied at people who look to make money from prostitution. And so since that's not how it's being applied here, we made the argument that we have to, under the case law and the statutes in this area, that this is an exceptional reason and that Mr. Combs should be considered for release on bail because of it.
Well, Diddy is upping his offer to the government. He wants out of jail right now. You know that he is still behind bars at Brooklyn MDC while he is awaiting his sentence in October. But right after he was sentenced, they tried to get out on bail. They made an offer. They said, we'd like for him to be released on $1 million bail. The judge shut that down. So now it's like he's playing Let's Make a Deal, right? How about this, Your Honor? What if we offer a $50 million bail package? The money has gone up, but the reason that he thinks he should get out is because he says what he's convicted of were nonviolent offenses. And he's right. He's right that he was convicted on 2 counts of the Mann Act. The Mann Act is hiring a prostitute and taking the prostitute across state lines. It's a nonviolent crime.
Okay.
To make matters worse, a new lawsuit has been filed against Diddy. This time, both he and his son, Justin Combs, are accused of taking part in a brutal assault back in...
Hold up, y'all. I can't let
to
this
make
slide.
matters worse,
I can't let it slide.
a new lawsuit has been filed against
Diddy.
Diddy.
Lawsuit. And this guy right here. I tried to tell y'all, man, you can't be that squeaky clean. You hanging around this dude, DJ Khaled. We got a video out, and there's a couple other videos out there, man, that this man ain't even trying to help his own people and don't even acknowledge his own people and everything. So these crooked people, they hang together, man. All of them hang together.
This time, both he and his son, Justin Combs, are accused of taking part in a brutal assault back in 2017.
Damn.
The woman behind the suit says she was lured to Los Angeles with promises of a job, only to be held prisoner for a weekend and repeatedly assaulted.
The self-proclaimed bad boy for life, Sean Combs, is facing a series of new allegations of sexual abuse and sexual assault tonight. At least 6 people filed civil lawsuits against him in federal court in New York today. I think the biggest headline from here is that one of these alleged victims was a minor. That's serious.
Very serious, and I agree with you, Elizabeth. Obviously, it changes the game. This is just a civil lawsuit, but if that works its way into the federal criminal indictment, if there is indeed a superseding indictment, that changes the game in 2 ways. One, of course, there's a mandatory minimum and very serious sentences for traffic minors. But importantly, it really gets around one of Combs's defense, that is that the sexual contact happened, but it was consensual between adults because, of course, minors cannot consent.
So with Trump refusing to grant a pardon and the court shutting down his bail request, Diddy's future looks darker than ever. The man who once seemed untouchable may finally have run out of power, money, and favors to save himself. But what do you think? Should Diddy be given a second chance, or does he deserve to spend the rest of his life behind bars? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss an update on this story.
I forgot all about the cases with the minors. There's a kid that was at the time 13 years old, and said that they gave him a soda, and apparently something was in the soda. He woke up with his behind feeling sore, pants halfway down. And he also said that Diddy's told him, if you tell your parents, I'm going to off your parents and everything, all this stuff, man. But he told his parents anyway. Boy, don't let Uncle Mike be the parent. Good God Almighty, boy, y'all would have seen. I would have been in jail. I'd have been telling that judge, I don't need a public defender, dude. This is the rest of my life. But you know, he ain't here no more. I just live in jail. Because you ain't gonna get away with doing something like that to my family. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm talking big time trash. Yep. Anyway, man, we gotta wait and see, man. It's coming, man. I think it's what? Is it September? It's October. I think the sentencing is in October. I don't know. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know. Let Uncle Mike know. I be forgetting. I done did plenty of videos. They said when the sentencing is coming and all that stuff. I forgot. I done forgot already. I forgot. I don't care. I don't care about this stuff, man. Diddy, 6 years, man. I think they're going to give him at least 4 years to be in that jail, because they know when he get out, dog, he gone. I don't care. He don't need no passport to be gone. Y'all think because he don't have a passport, he can't leave the country? Is that what you think? That's what y'all think. Mm-hmm. Because he don't have his plane. He got $400 million. Zip me up with an oxygen. I'm holding a big old oxygen tank and zip me up real tight and put me on somebody's plane where they usually don't search. They don't search Trump's plane or some other senator or whatever the hell. Come on, man. It's bull. They ain't letting him out because somebody upstairs with some bigger strings to pull is letting y'all know, nah, I'm mad and I'm pissed off. Let him stay in jail. We're going to keep you in jail. We ain't going to do no Epstein. Now they saying that they didn't off him in jail. They let him out, go to an island. Then they gonna get his girlfriend out on a pardon to let her go out there. Yeah, Trump was on that island. What's the name of the island again? All them people was on that island. They know it. And they gonna let Diddy take the fall for all this stuff. They gonna let Diddy take the fall for all this stuff. Keep him in jail. That way we can get information off of us. It's either us or them. If we talking about Diddy, they ain't worrying about no Epstein. He dead. We trying to cover up that we was all on that island. All of us. Obama and the rest of the people that they saying that was on that list. We ain't gonna show it to the public because Trump name is on the list too. According to, I can't remember these people's names. Look here, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.